building I made for St. Petersburg, and I tried to create there first in St. Petersburg after Soviet time. We tried to make a really interesting quality of living complex on the cross island with the using of natural stone and different surface of natural stone, because for me it was very important to bring after town planning these different surfaces in the game. So you see, for example, this like a sugar head, big elements of natural stone are coming over and make the building not only like a tapestry of natural stone, but really like a piece of monolith element made the natural stone a big actor of this complex. You see, for example, how the different surfaces with curved surface, but also stretched in the natural stone, combined with the flat one. So these all small elements, I believe, make the surface of building older and still make it handsome and nice with the time. And then we began to make an experiments with different elements on the facades. For example, like by this big complex we make also in St. Petersburg, it was a result of international competition. We won together with my partner Evgeny Gerasimov from St. Petersburg in 2008. And now this first part is nearly realized. It is a new city hall of St. Petersburg and 2 office buildings belonging to this function. And it is also a public space, what I think belongs every time to such a new complex to build up the address of new building. It is different addresses, and they go with the artificial perspective to the new building of City Hall, where you will make quite nice trip through the building. You come in and you go through the elevator. Upstairs. You have this conference hall for television press conference, where you can connect to City Hall employers. So the people are coming, like a journalist, are going through with these transparent elevators, similar to this aquarium thinking by the German project. You go upstairs, you see this press conference hall. You go in and you see every time combining of warm materials and cold materials. You have very cold, this capsule construction in combining with a warm solution for the cladding of shaft of elevators. And then you go through and then you go upstairs to the cupola. And in the cupola you see all panoramic of St. Petersburg, because with this cupola you are a little bit higher as a surrounding, so by 52 meters, so like 10 meters higher as a surrounding. By the way, all this construction and also the parts of the facade were made by a Russian-Italian company. It calls Stramandinoli and Taltos together with Velka, Russian company. So we are very glad it's now nearly ready. I show a computer presentation, but in fact it is already there. And I show you details of the facades of different parts of the surrounding buildings. It is a combining plate between stone and steel, usable for thin pieces of natural stone. In this part is a dark coffee travertine. In combining with a light travertine. For you in Italy, it is nothing special to explain about travertine in the architecture, but we are not in the Italy here. We are in a very north part of the world. We are in St. Petersburg with about 9 months winter, and we speak here about 150 cycles of frothing and warming. So you cannot use marble really here, and this combining technique makes it possible to use very interesting plates of marble and combine it together, like in the Art Deco architecture, to combine the texture of marble together, what I think is very important. The next point is in the second building, where I special use by a very modern language this combining of ornamenting made by two marble elements, this lightly travertine marble and dark marble are making in the same surface what is good for humidity, what is good for dirtiness, for oldness of the building, and at the same time you will have like a carpet over the surface of the building. What I think is very important to come narrow to the building for your eye and to see something new by the coming narrow to the surface of the building. The same principle we use in another ensemble of Petersburg, that's a new city fair, what will be open in the beginning of 2014, where we use the buildings in the first line of the complex made by ceramic. That is a huge parts of ceramic are cladding over the steel construction and over the ventilation facade, and together with the artificial light, it makes like a burnstone effect. Burnstone is a stone what is very famous in surrounding of St. Petersburg, because you know the history maybe of burnstone room was presented from German king to Russian one and was stole from Germans after 200 years. And the place where burnstone room were very nearby from this place of a city fair. So we use the same color, like a very complicated yellow color, like a golden color, to make this element. And by the daylight and nightlight, different buildings, 2 hotels, main entrance in the fair, and 2 office buildings are making very different effects, together with canopies, together with double skin facades. Of course, I don't speak now about energetical aspects of the buildings. Of course, as this building, for example, will go to the LEED Gold. Of course, we use it, but for me, it's very important to explain you about how the forms of the building are coming to the detail. And if you see the detail of the building is a big ceramic plates making very individual in the combining with a double skin facade. Now we are on the construction there, and I hope it will be a quite good experience, but very important for me also to go with the same forms in the interiors and try to come over with the same language to make all building to the trip through the same language of the architecture. That's entrance hall for the elevators for office building. So the next capital I would like to explain you, it's about modernization. Of course, now in Europe we speak a lot about not only modernization, but try to save the old buildings and try to bring the new buildings in the combining with the old one. And that is the sample in the downtown of Berlin, where we have the old buildings nearly from the 18th century, even not from 19th century, from the 18th century, what for Berlin is quite old, because the substance was quite demolished in the time of the Second World War. And I try to combine the very modern materials, because of course if you combine old and new, you can be more free in the combining of very modern materials, because you have a lot of brick, a lot of plaster, a lot of good quality of old texture, and you can combine it with new elements like this cantilever, because we were not allowed to build on this building, but we were allowed to build this air piece. So we built it with a big cantilever, and some nice flats upstairs, of course, are very popular now. And we built it out a new public space, small public space, with very new materials like building glass, matte building glass, metal, by the new parts, in combining with the quality renovation of the old part of the buildings. And another very interesting, I think, sample, it is a saving and rebuilding of this very, from this point of view, not so interesting building from the 20s of the last century. It looks like neoclassic. It is a part of 20s in Germany, what is not so well known, because we know 20s for Bauhaus, but it is 20s for another part, and it could be demolished, but I tried to use it in all parts. I tried to save it, and I tried to bring small elements. That is a building for Jewish community. I have explained it already in my first sample that the relationship between Jewish history and German history is quite difficult. And it is the first informal Jewish community. It was grounded by Habert Lubavitch Foundation. And I was asked to make a building for them. And I was suspended this planning because my grandfather was also Jewish, and I have a big relationship to this culture and to this history. And that is a very small hall where you see blue and white color, like the colors of Israel, and you come in like in the broken, from the broken world, in the world of, in the like a little bit ideal world with the very soft forms, and you come in. You see the wall of the synagogue. It was the old transformator station. And you see this new gallery in the Orthodox synagogue. The women are on another level of as a man. And this new gallery is like a construction is touching this wall, but not really. Like my sculpture in the garden now of Interni, you have a feeling it comes to the wall, but it doesn't. It's about 20-25 centimeters are not coming together, like in the history, like in the relationship between people. And you see that the soft forms and the hard forms are also combining and have a language between each other. You see, like this female gallery is coming, but the same elements are coming over and make this volume together. I have created also furniture here in this wall of the synagogue with the cladding from Israel limestone, and also all furniture for the synagogue, this Torah shelf. All elements are coming from the same language. And also, of course, kosher kitchen with a canteen are coming in the same language, a little bit different, but in the same language. And also the new building of the school is new one, but made in the blue color of the entrance and in the ceramic, but in the same language art. And I show you also two buildings in the reconstruction, what are important for my because first of all, I play here with material and play with the thinking of old, new texture of surface, and then it's something about to make safe the old structure. It's a very unspectacular old construction from 70s. You can demolish it, but I like to save it because it was a power of people made this work. And on the other side, we have these buildings and the surrounding, this Jugendstyle building in the surrounding of them. And I tried to combine both together. And I tried to make the nice facade. What is playing with the thinking of tapestry, because the old masters of St. Petersburg, they got like etchings from another countries, and they tried to make the same facades like in Rome, like in Paris, and I tried to make this thinking also here to bring the photos of Rome and to improve it in the facade or in the glazing facade of this building, to make like Petersburg as a Rome in north, and to combine this very artificial facade with very, very true facade of the firewall on the side. So it is combining of true and not true, of artificial and not artificial. And artificial was made with the help of these photographs, made like printing on the wall, on the glazing walls. And if the sun shines, so you see from one point of view like a glazing, from another point of view like a stone, you see every time game with this building, with these elevators are cutting, are making the broad between old and new, like the old buildings of St. Petersburg, where the new elevators were put on the wall of the old buildings, and you see the game between artificial new and artificial old and true firewall element on the side, what is very characterful for Petersburg architecture. And another building in the same direction I made for the old factory site nearby for the Smolny Cathedral, where you find old buildings by Quarendi, for example, who is from Bergamo, that he's building his palace, and new buildings and very new buildings. And I tried, of course, to save all of them and to find new elements combining to the old. Not only, of course, these wonderful buildings are becoming the new axis, also Smolny Cathedral by Rastrelli, also Italian architect, and Quarendi became new axis. But also this building from the 70s became new facade. I didn't demolish it, by making a new facade, combining the materials of very important painter. Alexander Benoit was living here in the small village before the revolution, and it's a memory about this artist, and that's also the address building for this new office cluster. By the way, the son of Benoit was a main artist of La Scala a longer time. Nicolaus Benoit was a main artist of La Scala a longer time, and that's his father, Alexander, who was very important for Diaghilev seasons in Paris in the last century, beginning of last century, for 100 years, and then was very important for a lot of belly stage designs in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s in the France, Monaco, Italy, and so on. And that is big plates of glass printed with his elements. Quite simple element, but the building through that became quite new address and is very well known now in Petersburg. And in other buildings, we developed not only alone, but with another architect. That's the Prince of Mai. If you have more buildings, you try to make it with another architect. So we make the same principle of complicated surfaces, but with different buildings, and now with Christoph Lankhoff here as another architect. So, and the last capital, it's object design. So, I mean, you go with a house and you try to go with the house, through the house, and to explain the same history through the whole house. It's a new office building in Moscow, where we choose with my partner Sergei Kuznetsov this form with the waves, and try to go with this form through the elements of natural stones, through the double skin facade, what makes the building energetical very effective. And so far we go more and more in detail. We try to express the monolith of the building, the monolith corners, the monolith elements, the monolith waves, so to make this building very touchable, and we hope in the oldness very good. You see how the glazing entrance is combining with this stone elements, and how the stone elements combining with glass and wood goes inside, goes in the different surface of the house. And you see how to go upstairs, you continue this language with the reception desk, with elements of cabinets, with the foyers of the restaurant, with shelves and doors and shelves elements and door furniture made special for this building. So all of them is this wave point is very important to continue it through the building. And another one, what was very important for me, also for Moscow, to work with the simple forms, but the simple forms are not simple if you come over to this building, because you see really how the surface of the building is complicated. And you see how the ornamentic makes this building complicated by the coming narrow to the building. And you see how the different surfaces, stone and glass printed, are coming together, also inside, on make, together with the door furniture elements, to make this building sophisticated, complicated, good ordered, also not outside but also inside. What I think is very important, and I don't understand why the people now speaks about ornament, how it should be or not should be. I think it's very, very good, a very interesting part of new buildings so far. It was for the old buildings. And the last building, it is also concrete, and with this building I close my small speech. It is a sketch of my, I have now a foundation what will exhibit architectural drawings, because as I explained to you, I'm a big fan of architectural drawings, not only to draw but also to collect. And I made the design of this house together with my partner Sergei Tchoban in Berlin, what is now already made and will be opened. You are invited to opening, to views. We open at 1st of June with very, very good exhibition of Piranesi, of Johnson Museum. It is like Mona Lisa of architectural drawings. You get there the watercolors of Piranesi for Paestum Temple of Poseidon and Basilica of Poseidon of Paestum. Sorry, and it will be exhibited in these two cabinets. Downstairs is the entrance hall, upstairs is archive, and here is curator room. And you see this concrete building. It was built by concrete. It is not like a concrete plates, but it was really built by concrete and warm protected from inside. You come narrow and you see the pieces of drawings are coming on this wall, and you see how the building in the vertical goes with the different cantilevers. So you see every floor, you see every cantilever, and you see on every floor different sequences of the architectural drawings are printed with the matrix in the concrete. You come in, you see the quality of concrete like an old paper, like an old watercolor paper. So yellow, like yellow. We have chosen this color especially for this building. You come in, you see how the light comes over through these pieces of glass, and in the staircase in the same time, and you see the room where you exhibit drawings, very closed, and you see this building. Here is, by the way, the workshop of Olafur Eliasson. It is a very important place in Berlin, in Prenzlauer Berg. And you see, if you come narrow, it is already pieces of the building. It's still under construction. That's why we cannot use all photos, but the photos of details. You see the pieces of drawings in the concrete matrix. And you see how it plays with the light, with the sunshine, with the different views over this building. So thank you very much. I hope it was not so boring for you. Thank you.